Hi, did you want a story? I've got a story for you. This one is called A Whale of a Tale, and you can find it in a collection by Margaret Read MacDonald of 20 Tellable Tales. Or there is a version that Teri Sloat put into a picture book called The Eye of the Needle. And this is the story, A Whale of a Tale. There was once a little boy who lived with his grandmother in the far, far northern places where it was cold and it was covered with ice and snow. And this boy, he was so hungry. Now, I said he lived with his grandmother, and they were out on the ice. Hunting is what he was supposed to be doing to bring food to them. And his grandmother was inside the ice house, and she was sewing. She was a wonderful seamstress who always sewed the most beautiful skins for people and would take furs and make them into wonderful clothing. And so the boy, he was out and looking for something to eat, and oh, I'm so hungry. And look, and he saw in a little pool of water on top of the ice a little fish, and he grabbed that fish and he went down went the fish. But the boy was still hungry. So he looked around and he looked around. Oh, there was a small seal. So he grabbed that seal's head in one hand and that seal's tail in the other, and he swallowed that seal down. But he was still hungry. So that boy, he looked until he saw a walrus. And he went up to that walrus and he grabbed that walrus's head with one hand and its tail with the other, and he swallowed that walrus right down. But the boy was still, yeah, that's right, he was still hungry. So the boy, he looked around and he looked around until he saw a whale. And he went up and he grabbed that whale's head with one hand and the whale's tail with the other, and he swallowed that whale down. Finally, he was no longer hungry, but he was very, very big. And he went back to his grandmother's little ice house, and he said, Grandmother, Grandmother, here I am. I'm not hungry anymore. Well, come in, my grandson, come in. And so he got down and he tried to get in through the door, but he was too fat. He didn't fit. Oh, Grandmother, I can't get in that way. Well, here, and she poached out a piece of ice, and she said, come in this way. And he tried, and his head got in, but that was it. He was too big. He couldn't get in. Well, said his grandmother, you will just have to come through the smoke hole. The smoke hole? Smoke hole was a little tiny hole at the very top of the ice house. A hole to let air in so they could breathe. He didn't think he would fit, but his grandmother said, here, come through the eye of the needle. And so the boy, he looked at that needle and he went right through it. And he came inside. Oh, be careful, she said, be careful, whatever you do, don't touch the candle. Oh, he came through that needle all the way, and just as the last piece of himself got through that needle, his foot hit the candle and he exploded. And all that was left was a puddle. And in that puddle there swam a fish and a seal and a walrus and a whale. And that is a whale of a tale.